It was just recently I turned 33 and I realized my skin speaks a completely different love language now. I was in the shower and I was thinking, man, it has been a long time since I've shared with you guys what I've actually been using in my day-to-day. Actually, I found a lot of really exciting discoveries. I'm just gonna take you along because I just got out of the shower, so I'm gonna do my kind of facial, and once or twice every month, I will do this ritual. And then, yeah, tomorrow I'll show you my daytime routine. So let me first make a tea and then I'll show you what I do. Okay, so every night I'm obsessed with making a tea with chrysanthemum and rose because they're very soothing. They're great for blood circulation. And I'm actually going to use a mask that also has the rose petals in there. So I think it's just very fitting. Okay, so we need to do two things tonight. One is my nightly foot bath. And tonight I'm actually gonna do that while doing an exfoliating mask. Ever since I hit 28, 29, my skin has just been always kind of scaly, rough, and dehydrated, no matter kind of how much I put on. What happens in your 30s, let me tell you, after like 25 to 28, your skin cell turnover actually slows down. It just will take a little bit more effort to get that top layer of dull, dead skin off. And that's why it can very easily look kind of like ashy. I just get like rough texture on my nose. I feel it on my forehead because my skin is also quite thin. And if I don't take care of it, it just becomes really rough. I've really leaned into how much I need face masks. There's sheet masks, I have mud masks, and I have exfoliating masks. And 3 of them play very different roles in my skincare routine now, and I do need all of them for different reasons. I use this for hydration. You can use this every day. I mean, I'm lazy to use these every day, but I try to. And then I'll use a pore mask. This is still my favorite. I tend to use this in the summer because my skin feels very oily. I also need an exfoliating mask. Tonight, I wanna talk about the Rose Resurfacing Mask from Then I Met You. It was in my top masks of 2025 because I love her so much. I am partnering with them for today's video for this portion. I just genuinely love this mask so much. I just feel like it's such an unsung hero. She's got little petals inside. Most of the time you'll think like, oh, K-beauty is all about soft and gentle. She has a kick. She is zingy. Like, remember back in the day when Ro and I would first talk about like, oh, chemical exfoliants feel a little bit like little ants kind of buzzing all over your face. This has that kick because it's got the 6% AHA as well as BHA. So it's getting into those pores. You really feel the chemical exfoliants like almost dissolving that top layer of skin. And like when I wash it off, it is smooth as a baby's bottom. If you haven't used chemical exfoliants before, I would say you still do have to do, you know, a little skin test just to make sure your skin is good. But I do this mask every 2 weeks or once a month, at least once a month, and flawlessness. Because man, my skin, it is not the same as it used to be. I can tell you that much. So I'm gonna leave this on and I'm gonna fill up my foot bath. So this is my ritual. I wait for the mask to do its thing and I do my foot bath for 20 minutes, and by the time they're both done, it's ready to wash off. It's evened and brightened. Like my skin literally looks brightened by like 2 shades. It's actually incredible. I don't think you can tell, but my skin is supple. It looks like there's a filter on it. It shocks me every time, no joke. The next brand that I've discovered in the last 2 to 3 months is this one. It's called Tunemakers, and I first actually found out about it through watching this random Japanese girl's review. I had no idea what she was saying. It's all in Japanese, and at the time there was no like translation or dub, and I was like super curious about the brand because I also found it on YesStyle. So anyway, I got this elastin one and started using it and was like, oh my gosh, this is so watery, and it's just like a toner. It's got no viscosity. It just feels like water. Instantly absorbs into the skin. The elastin one drew me because, you know, I feel like my skin needs a boost of kind of that elasticity now. The elastin is from marine origins. They actually hydrolyze the fish proteins. It's essentially an undiluted solution that concentrates on one ingredient. I looked into the ingredients and it's like the smallest ingredient list. There's no filler ingredients, there's no fragrance, there's no like emulsifiers that just make it thick for no reason. They also have tranexamic acid, they have retinol, they have all these other ones which I got after using this, and it's designed to be used like mix and match. You can use it as its own, or you can add it into your moisturizers to give your moisturizers that boost of elastin, or you can even mix and match between the own Tunemakers. And so I like using that with the tranexamic is because tranexamic acid really helps to brighten your overall kind of evenness of the skin, but also helps with the pigmentation. So any kind of discoloration, you know, unevenness, it will help with while being the most gentle. I like to think of it as a really gentle form of what like vitamin C can do without the acidic irritation. I loved these so much. I took it with me traveling. They're actually really good in terms of size. And then for my nighttime moisturizer, I've been using up this one. This is the Ihara. It's kind of like a hybrid sleeping moisturizer and balm. So she is thicker than I would normally use, but the perfect night cream for the winter. It just like traps everything in. And I think if you had dry skin, you'll love this once you let it kind of settle in, because I found that even though I have combination and oily, in the morning, my skin is still dry. It gets dehydrated so quickly. That's another thing in my 30s. It's actually been quite challenging for me to find the right kind of moisturizer that I like. This one definitely feels a little bit more slippery and oily, but it sinks in beautifully. I think if you like the Astura cream, you will like this one. It's even smoother, it's just as silky, and I think it's even more affordable. Yeah, in my 30s, man. For nighttime moisturizers, I like to use moisturizers that are at least 1 to 2 levels thicker than my daytime moisturizer. And that's because, you know, overnight, a lot of the moisturizer actually just gets transferred onto the sheets. So you need to create more buffer for it. And then 2, our skin, it's looking for nutrients to eat during the night. That's how I kind of think about it. Even though you might think it's really thick, it's actually just right. But anyway, that is essentially my nighttime routine. Super simple. Cleanser, I just use the same cleanser. I'll show you in the morning because it's the same one. Tunemakers and a moisturizer. I'm gonna go to bed now and I will see you in the morning. Good morning. It is the next morning. Before I show you what I do for skincare, I'll make my little breakfast and drink. So let's go. It's purple rice, black sesame cereal. smash all the little lumps up so it's all nice. If you haven't been watching all my recent videos, it's so important to have a warm, nourishing breakfast and drink. I've actually cut coffee out of my kind of morning routine and I don't even need it to go toozy anymore. So yeah, I think that has been a huge win. But anyway, we live and we learn. Right by my sink, I have a little clip jar and it just holds these little clips that I use when I wash my face and stuff. Okay, let's talk about cleansing. So the cleanser that I've been using most recently and I'm almost finished with is this one from Whipped. I discovered it like mid last year and I've been trying a bunch of the products because I just loved this cleanser so much. It's got this really unique, literally whipped butter marshmallow kind of consistency, and it's so cute because it comes out in this star. There's 6 different types and this is the fig fruit one. As soon as I used it the very first time, my skin was so soft and supple and it had this veil of moisturization on. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. It's actually very similar to the Maybena one that I'm still using, where you can use it as a mask pack as well. So if you have 5 minutes, you can leave it on and then wash it off. To be honest, not every morning I actually wash my face. On weekends I wash my face. When I have more time, I wash my face. So obsessed with this. I looked into all their other products and I'm currently trying to source it for our shop because I think you guys will really love it as well. Second step, as I said, or sometimes the first, is the unplanned pads. Yeah, I've talked about this in my last year's like best ofs. They're this really cute flower pad with 2 sides. One is a gauze and one is the more softer one, and I love it because the gauze is actually quite firm, and normally I don't like, you know, rough and firm things, but as I get older, I realize, you know, we need a little bit more help in that exfoliation department. And I just find that the coarseness of this side really helps to even out texture. Like truly nothing else really can help with just those like dry, flaky skin sometimes that comes out of nowhere. So I just like, you know, dab it over, especially those areas, anywhere that you feel like you have texture. And then I'll also run it over my chest so that my chest doesn't get clogged and get like chest acne or anything like that. And then you'll actually find so much buildup on that side. It's crazy. I wouldn't say it's the most hydrating, to be honest, so I definitely don't use this for hydration. I use it just for that gentle exfoliation, especially with a little bit of the physical buffing. Love that. And then for serum, either using, you know, the Tunemakers one that I showed you last night, but I've also been interchanging it with the Haru Haru Rose and Azelaic Acid Serum. This is the Rose PDRN Soothing Serum. Azelaic is really good, especially for people with, if you have like acne prone or just slight breakouts, but it's just so gentle. It also helps to reduce the pigmentation or hyperpigmentation. And I went to Vegas the other week and I ate like a monster and my entire face broke out. And it left me, I don't know if you can see, but with a bunch of these little like pigmentation scars. And it's also coming up to my period. So I had like 3 pimples all in a row here. I hadn't broken out for a long time before that. And so I've been using this to gently kind of like help with that. I use about 3 pumps and the texture is so pretty. It's like gel-like and gives you a really decent like moisturization feeling. Wears really easily, there's no scent, it's sensitive skin approved, and I love it. It gives me just a little bit of glow but really absorbs. Over 1 to 2 weeks, it's just gonna help slowly and surely even and brighten out your skin. So I love these kind of products. And then sometimes I will add a drop of elastin in there. Your girl needs some elastin building. And because this is so lightweight, it's almost like potent elastin water. It doesn't add any heaviness to my skin. Okay, so at my vanity, I do like to sit here, especially on weekends when I have more time to, you know, slowly get ready. But anyway, moisturizer and sunscreen. I've been using the Dr. Althea ones. Not sponsored. I've just, you know, I actually have worked with them and I genuinely love the products. So I'm actually using the 147. And the 147 is slightly thicker. It's more of like a barrier cream. And I will be honest with you, this is not enough for me at nighttime. But it's really good for the day, especially in winter when even my like combo skin just needs a little bit more. It's just struggling really hard this winter. You know what I mean? Like it is so cold, and this is a good medium for my combination oily skin. Dehydrated skin. It's got azulene, which is a really calming ingredient that makes this slightly blue, and it actually comes from the chamomile plant, and it absorbs really quickly too. That's something that I always look for. It has to sink in. It can't be like all streaky and like it takes 2 hours for it to like soak in and it's still got that greasy feeling. Like no. So I have so many open bottles of sunscreen because I test a lot out, right? What I just come back to using is just this one because she's so cute. She's in this like little round thing and I took it traveling with me. I took her to Orlando, Disneyland. Am I almost out of this? Maybe. It's like, you know, streak free. It's very lightweight and it's also soothing because it has green tea leaf, madecassoside, centella asiatica, all the ingredients that you guys know I love. And I wouldn't even say I'm even that acne prone anymore. It's gotten less as I've gotten older, especially because I'm like, you know, on this health journey of fixing my hormones and everything. Wow, I put a lot on. We just all have different root causes and different starting points, and our bodies are wired differently. Our skin loves different things. And so you're not the weird one. From my teens to like mid-20s, man, it was a grueling period. So I don't know if you guys are also kind of facing and feeling a little bit low about like your skin, like truly it will pass, and it's a great time to kind of just learn more about your skin, your body and everything. For lip, I've been using this one. I got it in Japan, the Wrinkle Lip Essence Plumper, fantastic. Also, I got sent this. It's the Fresh Sugar Treat Lip Oil. I haven't used Fresh for a really long time. I was like, oh, what is this? But I love it. It's this really fat doe foot, and the lip oil is this kind of like neutral. It smells a bit like caramel, and she's so wonderful. So wonderful. Very last thing, if I remember, is I'll put on a little bit of these like lubricating eye drops, especially if I put in my contacts. So I think that's it for my morning routine. Now I'll generally just do the rest of my face. So I'll come back afterwards. I'll be honest, during the week I hardly wear any makeup, but on the weekends it's nice to feel a little cuter, and I keep it pretty natural still. I always like using a warm brown on my eye, but I keep the focus really on my lashes and creating that natural waterline. And then cheeks really do make a difference as well. I love this cheek duo from Fui. It's the best. And then of course my lip routine honestly brings it together, using this rosy brown liner to contour my lips and then filling it in with my favorite lip tint. And that's pretty much it. Here's the finished face. Skincare honestly goes such a long way. Like a good base is everything. So anyway, here's my fit in case no one wanted to know. Got my little bag. Ding! Hope you guys enjoyed this night and day and night video with me. If you have any questions about anything, leave them below as usual. And please subscribe if you haven't already, and join us as I go along with my health and beauty journey, because there has honestly been so many mind-blowing things that I've learned lately about hair and body and hormones and food and nutrition, and there's just so much that I'm excited to share with you all. So yeah, hope you guys can join, and I'll see you guys really soon. Bye bye.